So I want to begin with offering some really simple stress-busting exercises and moving into facilitating clearing, transmuting core body tension patterns, which also relates to how we're holding trauma in the body. It's sort of the backlog of experiences that haven't been fully processed and so are stored in the body in sort of patterns around fight, flight or freeze. So these are simple because we need to be able to bring them into our daily practice every day. So the main thing is really more focusing on how does that feel inside, being somatically aware rather than trying to perfect some technique. Just keep tuning into how it facilitates you really drop into being the awareness of what's happening, rather than getting stuck into identifying more with the form. More feel how this energy of awareness illuminates, enlightens every cell into consciousness, and thereby transmutes these holding patterns, these places that have created restriction and contraction based on fear. So to begin with, let's just start by grounding, finding a comfortable sitting position. You might just cross-legged or sitting on a chair. Find calibrations as well that work for you throughout, and so that your body's comfortable but you can stay present. So you could extend through the heels and bring the heels of the feet in alignment to the knees, and just sort of intentionally draw in the sit bones, which allows the outer hips to just relax down and grounding through your tailbone without compressing. So you want to feel engaged, and you do this by engaging Uddiyana Bandha, that core power. It's like a gentle sort of engagement of drawing, the feeling of sliding the pubic bone up towards the navel. It's not a sucking in of the tummy. So if you can find that sort of engagement, it creates this stability and this core sense of support. And really, we're looking at the places that the body's gone into kind of collapse or contraction space because it hasn't felt safe, it hasn't felt supported. So if you want to find that inner support now, draw on that core power and strength. Centering here in Svadhisthana chakra, you might like to place your right hand on your belly and just start to breathe consciously without any force, but just so that you can feel the breath into your hand and sigh out any tension, strain, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the jaw with that, allowing the sense of energy that's been up in the head and the cerebral sort of functioning to just drop down, letting the system come into relaxation. That is true liberation. So breathing into the hands and exhaling. As you exhale, just have a little hole in gap in the mouth so you can just sort of sigh out. And with that, you can feel the emotional, psychological tension leaving as well. So breathing into the belly, into that feeling center, and sighing out anything that's holding on, any tension, anything you're willing to let go of. So we're going to bring in an internal mantra now, japa mantra. So on the in breath, Ma, on the out breath, Om. You do this internally, you don't need to do it aloud. So Ma means unconditional love in Sanskrit. It's the seed sound of unconditional love. Om is light or truth. So you're radiating out light and you're drawing love in. This is the best way to start your day, so you can actually recharge every cell. Breathing in, and you can hear and feel the vibration. The exhale. And just continue with that round as we bring in some other layers to this. So just feeling the breath, inhale, exhale. On the exhale, everything's relaxing, releasing, softening. On the inhale, you're drawing love into the parts that have been holding in tension, contraction, maybe just very deeply unconscious, and you're sort of numbed out or disassociated. And the breath is bringing in illumination, so you can really feel the prana enter the system. Very simple, but you just want to drop into it like a hypnotic trance. And as that's going, as you become comfortable and sort of grounding in that breath, you're able to bring in some soft physical support now to open the body and the energy system. So also find, if you need to move it throughout and adjust your posture, do what's needed so that you can keep the spine erect, drawing up to the crown and rooting down into the earth. Feel two-way forces of rising up and rooting down. And as you breathe now, have a more of a sense of breathing sideways, so you can feel the sense of expansion beyond your sense of your boundary or your body identity, moving through your energy system out into space. So as you're breathing in, you're filling up love, and it's just, you're realizing it within everything. It's the sense of just pure, spacious awareness, expanding, expanding. And the exhale, emptying out, releasing. So you can feel that as well in the lungs, they're really expanding. You feel the ribs expand, you can feel the places of fear or contraction, or really how that amounts to stress. You can feel that leave the system, tangibly leave, as you sort of soften into expansion. Because contraction is fear-based, it thinks that you have to harden, you have to armor, and you have to protect. What we're doing here is unwinding that habit to release, soften, expand. So we're bringing in the hand movement with that now. So you might have had your hands on your belly. Bring your hands to your heart in this consolidation mudra. So you interlace the thumbs, just grounding, consolidating, centering at the heart. At the Anahata chakra. Take an inhale and let the bird sort of expand its wings, stretching out. Ma as you expand into the infinite. And then Om. Empty out. As you empty out now, you're engaging in Mula Bandha. So that is the perineum seal, drawing up on the pelvic floor, muscle between the anus and genitals. You can feel that engagement as you empty the breath, not on the inhale. As you exhale, you can find that engagement of that bandha. So it's inhale, everything's soft, everything's relaxed, expanding, opening your hands all the way up. And as you exhale, blowing out tension, drawing Mula Bandha, engaging, and then inhale. This time looking up, opening up the throat. Exhale, blow away, release tension, relax the shoulders, empty out. Inhale, soft at the wrist, gliding the hands, that sense of grace, moving slowly, softly, with full awareness in every cell, total consciousness inhabiting the form. Very simple movement, but you do it in this sort of Tai Chi, pranic flow. Inhale. Exhale. Place your hands on your knees in this sort of triangle that you're making with the body. Now you might be sitting in a chair, that's fine. You can still have that sense of rooting down. Spread the toes, plug into the earth with the feet. Rise up through the crown. Inhale. Exhale with the same sense of expanding, letting go. You can keep the rhythm Ma Om going as we move through this as well. And I'm just going to start to wind out the waist. Blowing away tension. Inhale Ma, exhale Om. Inhale Ma, exhale Om. And we obviously go both ways, and I want you to take your time with this to really unwind the waist. It's a massage for the whole digestive tract. It's also really good power engagement. As you move out, remember on the exhale, you can engage the bandha, Mula Bandha, but this time you can also engage Uddiyana Bandha. So it's this emptying of the breath, engaging the bandhas, so the perineum, the base, and Uddiyana Bandha, which is that navel seal. And then inhale, expanding, relaxing. Exhale, drawing that engagement as you roll back. So going both ways with the internal energy seals of Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. Winding out the waist, take the circle as wide as you can so you really feel the openings through the side bodies. And then we're going to open the respiratory system. So you want to get the breath deep, because when we've been undergoing stress, we've been breathing tight clavically, our shoulders maybe up here, we've been crunching into our jaw and creating all this sort of head, neck tension, because the adrenal lines up the back of the body have been kind of grasping in life. So that sense of apigraha, that principle of the niyamas, to really like release our holding, to relax. So as you take a deep breath in here, feel that sense of softening. But we're going to unwind the waist, unwind the arm, reach up. And you feel the sense of like spirals, creates that beautiful length and height. Full inhale here, and you feel the twinkling of the fingers like leaves glistening in the sunlight. And like you're sliding along a wall, open to the side body without collapsing that shoulder down. It's like the heart wants to close, it wants to protect, it wants to armor, but you feel a sense of, no, I'm going to open anyway. I'm just going to say yes to this day. Keep the fascia spread here at the chest. And maybe placing the hand down or the forearm to open the side body, extend and root down with both sit bones remaining on the ground if possible. And rise up. Spiral out the right side, spiral out the waist. Release the shoulder girdle. You're warming up the wrists as well. Inhale, slide along the wall without collapsing forwards, without that shoulder coming down. And if it helps you, try to get another little roll where you look up. This time, because now you can feel how that opens the heart. You want the space of the heart to open. Because that's the thing with fear, contraction, tension, trauma patterns, it closes everything. So we're looking to actually unlock those habits and open everything. Inhale, reach, sigh out, releasing tension. And you're awakening in the endorphins, the happy hormones as you stretch, so you feel that sense of like joy coming through into the body as you expand out of your contraction. So from both sides, again, you can repeat it and take your time. We need to like flush the spine of toxins, flush the entire nervous system to optimize there, to help the light of consciousness enter. So taking an inhale, you feel yourself inhaling through the subtle nervous system, the nadi system, all the way into that central pillar of life. And exhale, take a rotation, feel the spiral grow from the root. Sighing out. As you come into a twist, you're feeling Uddiyana Bandha and Mula Bandha again. So the base and the navel seal. And keeping the chest open, shoulders relaxed, growing tall, rooting down. Empty the breath and release rounds. And just feel that bliss running through the system. Feel the difference one side to the other as well. Just notice. Full inhale, exhale. Maybe placing your hands on your knee. Finding a place to either be up on your fingertips or grounding the palm down. Empty the breath, engage the bandhas. So it's a little massage to the lower digestive tract as well. As you're spiraling out, looking over that left shoulder. It's a good release for the neck as well. And come back to center. Ground there for a moment, stabilizing the breath. If you need to move, extend, just shake out the legs a little bit, and you can give a little massage to your legs, so just to tap into a release. So it's just shaking in soft fists, tapping down. And then you're going to pull out the flesh from under the sit bones. We're going to come into a wave like Paschimottanasana, into a forward fold. So I will demonstrate this side on. You can take the variation, which is just nice to release these the sciatic lines, the kind of the fear lines, the bladder lines in the body, which come up from the heels all the way down the back. Pull out the flesh, extend through the heels, curl the toes towards the shins, catch hold of your calves, then rising up, inhale. Now you might find over a while it starts to warm up your hamstrings, and you feel that the pelvis wants to rotate with that motion. So as you move wave-like, you might find that you can extend through the legs, but don't force it. Let the body grow into its opening rather than trying to hammer it into an idea that the mind is projecting. So really softly unfurling, rising up, maybe catching the calves, maybe you're familiar with it, you want to catch your toes. Inhale, expanding, exhale, engaging the bandhas. Take a bow to the infinite. Appearing as this divine form as you roll through, drawing in the energy of the wave, the energy of water flowing, making that sense of yourself as the offering, just offering up the ego, offering up the I sense, releasing the sense of holding, contraction, me and mind, and relaxing down. So you just allow yourself to be taken by that flowing wave, and really take your time with that as well. So from here, catch hold of the knees. So you come into a little self-hug. Take an in-breath where you really expand through the side body. Feel the thoracic spine opening as you do. And exhale, curl down.
So we're going into this fetal position to give permission to the body to really return into that somatic listening, entering pratyahara, which is where we draw our senses inside. So from the externalized world, we just draw in, gather, gather, gather yourself, and rest. Feel the breath. Take your time here, closing your eyes, entering into that depth of stillness. And from the stillness, then we flush out the spine. So from here, you can catch hold of your knees. We're going to do a gentle roll back. You choose your speed. And you feel that flush through the spine. And do this as many times as you want. From here, you'll roll back and come up into Malasana. So from this little squatting posture here, we might start using a block or a pillow. You might want to take a pillow and put it underneath your heels so you can find stability and grounding in this base chakra mudra. So when we're looking to release stress, tension, trauma patterns from the body, it's really about really deeply releasing the base chakra for its contraction and its holding. So we want a lot of earth work, earth asanas. So from here we're just going to open up the hips as you just swing side to side. You can bring your heels up as you swing, ground your hands. And you're not rolling the spine to collapse, so keep the length through the spine until you come to a place where you can extend forward and maybe you can just drop down. Come into this little squatting Malasana. So the feet might be really turned out, and if you feel like you want more of a challenge, you could extend forward and bring them into a parallel position, scoot down really low, create like a little chiropractic for yourself. You can really open the pelvis and lengthen through the spine, draw up through the crown, and engage Mula Bandha to stabilize you. This is where it sort of shows up. You can see if you're feeling wobbly, unstable, that's showing you what's going on in the base chakra, what's happening in your life where you're feeling unrooted, unsafe. So that sense of really inhabiting this moment, grounding down, draw your energy from the earth now. So as you breathe in, you can still use the mantra Ma and then Om on the out breath. Draw up from the earth, engage Mula Bandha. So we're going to breathe in first of all. You can feel the energy rising up through like the grounding cord in the earth, through the center, Shushumna, central spine, up to the crown. And then as you exhale, engage Mula Bandha. On the exhale, as you empty out, feel that trickle of golden cord of light just drawing down through the front of the body, releasing into earth. Then inhaling, draw the power up from the earth to the crown. Exhale, engage Mula Bandha. Empty out. If you want to do it with that sighing breath, it can be really helpful for releasing tension, so breathing in. By this point, if you're holding for quite a while, and you might feel these stomach lines, just those meridian lines, the earth channels opening up, you feel so aching in the shin. This is good. We want to work with that. So you feel areas of challenge, that's the tapas, the fire, the transmutation. And you go through it if you can. You might need to take a break, sit back, chill, come back into it. So you can revisit postures as well. Don't feel that you have to hold them, but just stay alive in the exploration. So after we've done this for some time, it's about rooting down here, bringing the feet into cobbler's pose. So in Baddha Konasana, you bring the soles of your feet together. It might be very tender for you to have your knees open, so use props, be creative, use a pillow, use blocks, whatever you have available to you to support, so that there's a nice sense of being held in your opening. This is a principle that is a craniosacral principle that is so vital to understand when we're working with trauma, stress, tension patterns. That if we feel safe, if we feel held, we can then open further, we can actually release, we can let go. It doesn't happen through force, of course, everything goes into further contraction. So we need to really inhabit that energy of love, staying lovingly present in each moment. So giving supports and props is part of that. It's facilitating the opening rather than telling your body it should be at some place based on some idea that someone else has. So this is a deep listening, take your time. So from here, if you might be supported, you can just do a little butterfly just to open up the adductors here. And then we're going to go into that spine rolling again to awaken the spine. Inhale, rise up. You might feel the mantra of Ma. Empty out, blow away stress, blow away tension as you roll forward.
Little hip open is vital for the pelvis. Vital for grounding, earthing, rooting, clearing stress, the clamping in the body. So after you've done that some time with the waves, and you really feel attuned to your spine, waving, awakening, feeling space between each vertebra as you sort of rise up and roll down, we're going to move this onto the back. So this is the last bit of the practice today, where you will bring the soles of your feet together and extend your spine to lie onto your back, coming into Supta Baddha Konasana. Again, you might like a support to wedge in at the side of the glutes here, so that you can rest, but you can still feel this passive opening. If you find that your back arches up, your ribs go up, then take a moment to lift up the pubic bone, direct it to the sky, lengthen the lower back, draw it away from the crown, and replace. Palms then come into the self-loving expression where you place your right hand on your belly, left hand on the heart, centering here. So you feel this activation through the base, through opening the hips, and yet with it you're feeling a sense of drawing your energy back to yourself, back to that true self, that present awareness. Centering, grounding here. Take a good sort of 5 minutes if you can, really more entering it like a yin yoga posture where you take the time to let the unraveling, the magic happen. And then towards the end of that, you're just going to take your knees inwards. You're going to release the piriformis in a gentle, using gravity to do this, but we're going to take it, come into the inner arches of your feet. If possible, place the knees together. It might look more like this, don't worry, see how it is for you. And you just sort of allow this lengthening again, where you place your right hand on your belly, left hand on the heart. Let it do its magic. The piriformis releasing from the inside out here, so you feel that tension here start to sort of open up, and with it you'll notice your jaw start to unwind. So we're going to help that, creating a little massage of the jaw into the TGI points here, mouth open. And use the sigh now, use the sound like a massage to just vibrationally teach the body to release and to let go. So it's just and release out. You can just shake out whatever comes out from that. So as your pelvis unwinds and releases, the base opens, you'll notice your jaw relaxing, releasing. So just do whatever feels good to massage in there. You might make circles and drawing down. After some time, you want the neck to follow. We're just going to do some unwinding neck rolls. We create quite a little bit of firm pressure onto the back of the skull because that can really help the cervical spine open. So you take it as far as you can. Might feel a little bit tender in there, and then all the way the other way. Still while the knees are in this position and you're sinking down. So from here, take a deep stretch where you rise and glide your hands open. Release the legs out, stretch them up to the sky. Extend through the heels, and then as you exhale, use Mula Bandha, so that engagement, and draw down slightly. Exhaling, drawing the legs slowly through core power engagement to become to Shavasana. Allow the whole system to rest. So in